know, the polka dots kind of look like boobs. Yeah.
Alexasunshine 83, it's always sunny here.
Hey Sunshiners, Alexasunshine 83 here. Hello, super sunny Sunday. What is up? Today we are doing another thrifting seasonal trends video, and I love doing these types of videos because it makes me kind of step outside my comfort zone. It's probably the biggest reason why I feel like my style has changed this past years, because I was almost forced to try out trends that I would have never really gone for. Although it's usually in the thrift store, can't do that right now. So I did end up purchasing all these items from ThredUp, and this video is not sponsored whatsoever. It was just the easiest way to find the most items for a lesser cost, although it's definitely not cheap, and it kind of takes out, you know, that cheaper alternative purpose. I ended up finding 9 different summer fashion trends, but also I picked up some pieces that weren't part of the trends as well. So this is Thrifting Summer 2020 Fashion Trends plus just really a thrift haul. Now, a lot of these trends are from like Vogue.com, Glamour. I'll leave all the articles that I got these trends from down in the description. But the first one I felt like was oh man, I'm not wearing my engagement ring. Oh gosh darn. I'll be back. I got it. So this one is the blank slate trend, I guess. It says specifically spring, but it was in a summer fashion trends article, so we're just gonna go with it. But it's really focusing on like a carefree summer ethereal type of look. And it even said it's a great season for off the peg wedding dresses. And actually when I saw this, it was before I was even looking for this video, and I thought it could potentially be like a wedding dress, like a very casual type wedding dress. I don't know now, like seeing it, I don't think it's the vibe that I was really going for, but it's originally from CBR. It's in a small. It was $26.99. I think it actually shows the trend pretty well in the fact that it's a very like soft fabric, is very white. It has these like little puff like sleeves on it, but it's still sleeveless, and I do think it's really pretty. I think I'm gonna put a brown belt with it because in one of the photos, one of the models is wearing a brown belt with it, and I think that would look really cool. And I feel like you could put different pops of color with it, especially with shoes. Some like pink or blue, just fun colored shoes I totally would wear with it. And with this dress, I feel like it's not as see-through as a white dress usually is, which is why sometimes white for me is quite scary, especially in a dress, because I feel like it's going to show everything. Now this is a 2-in-1 trend. I didn't do it on purpose. One of the big like summer fashion trends that I kept seeing is orange and pink, and specifically almost that like highlighter orange and pink, which I feel like summer is a more highlighter shade type of season. And it says if summer fun was a color combo, it would be a super happy one, which would be pink and orange. And you could definitely like mix and match the style. But I have some pants and then this top, which is actually a puff sleeve top, which has been like a pretty big fashion trend at the end of 2019 and now going into 2020. It's like full on, and I am all for it. I look on Poshmark and ThredUp like all the time to find these like puff sleeve tops because it's so hard to find secondhand, and the Reformation ones are like $120 and up, and I'm really excited about this because it actually fits on my shoulders, which usually any type of the like puff sleeve shirts usually fall off my shoulders because they're not very broad, but this one does fit, and it is originally from ASOS, and I ended up getting it for $12.99, which I think is like pretty solid. And in the article it also said that it's a great time to pull out those vintage 80s puff sleeve looks because it's basically the same thing, which at the thrift store they definitely have a lot more of the puff sleeves. And then the pants are originally from American Apparel. I got them in a medium and they were $13.99, and these are like a lot more highlightery than I thought. I actually originally thought they were orange, but they definitely are not. They are a bright highlighter pink, and I think together they just bring such happiness. These are high-waisted as well, so I mean I like all my pants high-waisted, and I think it's a really great to try out some funky pants and then do it with a brighter top. It's definitely like quite bright, so it's definitely not a trend for everyone, but if you're wanting to feel like it's summer, trying out pink and orange could be super fun. Okay, I had to interrupt because I did not realize how see-through these pants are. I'm wearing some bike shorts under and you definitely can see it, but that's not even the main problem. The main problem is the shirt. You can definitely see, so like this whole outfit definitely in theory works, but execution not there. The pants are just way too thin. If they weren't so thin, then I think it would be perfect, because like I mean, I think this is amazing. The cute little white heels, the whole outfit, I think it's great. I really like the colors. It's just the pants are way too thin. I mean, in the pocket, it just looks so odd. And I can't find the article, but I know it was a trend, which are these like maxi floral dresses. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I just picked it up because I wanted it. I don't know. We're just gonna pretend. This one is originally from Miss Elaine Classics. It is in a medium and it was $25.99. This dress was just so beautiful. It definitely kind of reminds me of Hawaii, and I saw that kind of more feminine dresses with chunky boots is in for summer as well, which I'm all for a chunky boot. So I feel like putting these with my platform docs would just look amazing. And I really like satin silky material. It is red, which is a very like bright summery color, and it's got florals on it, which kind of goes into spring, but because the color is red, I feel like it is very poppy, and I really like the v-neck of it as well. Another one of my favorite kind of summer 2020 fashion trends, and also spring, and I feel like it also kind of goes into winter as well, which is colored like faux leather jackets. Now I do have a green one over there that I love so much, and I really try to find another colored one because that has definitely been a consistent trend. I was only able to find a tan one, and this one's a little bit longer, which also goes into a maxi faux leather coat, which it mostly talked about wearing it when the weather is cold, which if it's summer, it's not going to be that cold, but you never know. If you're inside, maybe you have your air conditioning on, you can put on this jacket. Or if you're like me, you have circulation problems and you get cold really easily. Honestly, it can be 100 degrees outside. I drink something with ice and I'm like frozen, so I always have to have a jacket. So maybe this will, so for me, I guess it makes sense. And I don't wear a lot of trench coats ever, really. So I was a little, I don't know how to feel about this, but putting this beautiful brown jacket that's originally from Centigrade, it is in a medium, and it was $36.99, which is that's a price tag. And I don't really know how I feel about it completely because I'm not a lover of tan. I feel like I've talked about it, like beige, tan, off-white. They're just colors that I don't love. I either want it to be like dark or like super bright white. It's like those middle colors that, oh, it does go with my skirt a bit. It's like the same colors. Also, it has like florals inside, which like I'm not really into. Just it gives a very sleek and high fashion or like funky with a grunge twist look, which I definitely agree. You can wear it with jeans, shorts, or a dress. I put it with an emerald green dress with some boots, and I thought that looked really cool. And it just gives a really cool vibe. And I think for a while I thought jackets that were a lot longer made me look shorter, but they do the opposite actually. And I feel like for a while, like leather style outerwear, I always thought was just like a biker jacket, which anytime I tried biker jackets, they just never really fit me how I wanted them to fit, or just look how I wanted to look with them. So these are kind of perfect. It's taking a blazer, which I like, but then giving it that edge, which then makes me really like it. So this next trend, I've literally seen in almost every single thrifting trends video that I've done, and I've never actually done it in the video because I can never find it at the thrift store, and so I don't even like pay attention to it anymore because I can never find it. But I ended up finding this. It's originally from ASOS, and it is a boiler suit. Now the trend that I found was specifically like a faux leather, but I was just excited that I found like a boiler suit jumpsuit, which it's not my favorite thing, but I was just really excited that I finally found that trend and I could actually talk about it. It's a one piece, which is very nice because then you don't have to think about like, what pants am I gonna wear? What dress? Although going to the bathroom doesn't sound very fun. You basically are naked unless there's like a zipper down there, which I mean, there probably isn't a zipper. So that's something to keep in mind. This one, I really liked the color. It's this very beautiful, like marigold yellow. And it also has like a drawstring, which drawstrings are really big for summer. Boiler suits, I don't love them. I feel like a lot of times you can lose your shape with it. Obviously this one does have like the tie, so it is gonna go in at the waist, but it just kind of makes me feel like I'm wearing a onesie. And although I wear overalls, I feel like these are different somehow, but I think with boots you can make it look really cool. And I feel like this like textured pattern material is actually really nice. I mean, almost the same color as my chair. So yeah, definitely like yellow. Glad I tried it. Not my favorite trend, and that's okay. When I was first trying to find these items, I didn't think that this trend was gonna be one that I actually was gonna like. It's basically like split prints or mixing patterns, which when you think of mixing patterns, I don't know, I'm just like, yeah, that seems fun, but I don't know how to do it. Like, do I mix different colored animal prints together? Do I do stripes and polka dots? I think it's a really great way to get a lot out of an outfit because both patterns can potentially be very loud, which means it's kind of confusing for the eye. So you're like, wow, there's so much going on. And I saw this dress on ThredUp and I was like, this is perfect. It's not the most wild style of a split print, but in this case, I felt like it did go. This one is originally from ASOS. It was $27.99. It is in a size 6 and I really like it. Polka dot is also a trend, sorry. A lot of these have like different trends mixed in and all that jazz. You could also wear a sweater over the top, so then it just looks like you're wearing a skirt, and I feel like you can really mix and match this. Okay, so I don't know how I feel about this one. It is knit polos, and this isn't necessarily like a knit, but it is a polo. I don't know why, but polos to me just don't look that great. Maybe it just reminds me of Hollister for some reason, and like Abercrombie, because a lot of their like shirts were like collared, and it just gives me that vibe. This one is originally from Tommy Hilfiger. It is in a small. It was $7.99. I feel like some people make them look so trendy, but I just kind of reminds me of like I'm going to golf or something, and maybe I could pair it with like high-waisted mom jeans and kind of tone it down a bit. Yeah, I really don't know how I feel about this. This looks really tiny. It looks like a baby tee, but I do like the stripes and the pattern and all that. I think that's great. I just don't think this trend is my cup of tea. This one I couldn't find in any articles, but I feel like it's pretty known as a trend if you use Pinterest. These button-up cardigans, I mean, I'm super into them, and I found this on ThredUp for only $4.99, which I think is pretty good. It's originally from Casual Corner, and it is also in green, almost like a pastel green, but it's just a green v-neck button up. There's not too much to say. I just felt like that trend is quite big right now, even though we're getting into hotter months. This one is a short sleeve, so I feel like it is a little bit more wearable for summer weather. And I feel like a lot of them are overpriced on like Princess Polly, Reformation, Urban Outfitters, and you can totally find them for a cheaper price, even on ThredUp, which I was actually quite surprised. I thought it would be a lot more. And although this isn't exactly the trend, because the like style of shirt is kind of weird, it like goes in at the bottom, I may cut it, I don't know, like I may like crop it a bit, because that's a little bit more like the trend, but for now I'm just gonna tuck it in with like a belt or something like that. And I really like the color. I think it's great, and I only got it for $5. That's like an actual thrift store price. And then the next few aren't really part of the summer trends, but I saw them when I was getting all the other stuff and I was like, I gotta get them, so I figured I would just show them, which the first one is originally from Wednesday's Girl, and it was $24.99. It is in a medium. I don't know how I feel about it. It's a very thin fabric. Oh, it is polka dot, which is one of the trends, so never mind, it's part of the summer trends part, and I definitely want to get more into these type of dresses. I feel like buying them secondhand is a little bit difficult, especially on Poshmark, because my like length of my body is in my legs, and so a lot of dresses end up being too short. So at least when I go into a thrift store, I can try it on to actually see, is it going to show my butt or not. This one is in a medium, and it seems like a pretty good length, and it's made with such a thin fabric. It's a very summer like fabric feel that you would want to be wearing when it's like blazing hot outside. You know, the polka dots kind of look like boobs. Yeah. Anyway, I really like it. I like little buttons. And then this one was $13.99. It is in a size 6. It's from Topshop. And I am literally boiling just looking at it. I am so hot right now. This was a very bad idea for an outfit for this video. And now looking at this being a pink, like pretty thick, almost like v-neck sweater. Not really great in the summertime, but I actually thought it was so cute. The only thing is, it's one of those high-low sweaters, which is not my favorite, because if I'm tucking in sweaters, it like cuts where I can't really tuck it in, but then the bottom is really long, so I don't really know how to mess with that. But I really like the chunkiness of it. It's not itchy, which is amazing for a like chunky sweater to not be itchy. I do really like the color. I like the pattern. I think that's really nice. And because it is a little bit more like a like half sleeve, I guess, 3/4 length sleeve. It isn't as full on as a winter sweater. It's a little bit more breathable, more like a spring sweater, but we're just gonna say a summer sweater. Yeah, definitely let me know in the comments down below which trend was your favorite. I think mine, really like the pink and orange, really like obviously that like leather style blazer. And if you guys like thrifting videos and secondhand fashion, make sure you hit subscribe right down below and hit that little bell so you're notified every time I make a new video. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, alexasunshine83, to keep up to date with me during the week. I hope you guys have a super sunny Sunday. I will see you on Wednesday with a brand new video. Enjoy life, be happy, and I love you lots. Bye.